Welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube video log, Road to Worlds, episode 9. Have not heard back from Coach yet, but it's Sunday afternoon. We've had a cold snap. It's like 63 degrees outside. I'm in a hoodie. It's chilly to me. So if you followed along at all, you know a little bit about me. I do have 2 boys. If you saw in a previous episode, you saw the prom pictures of my baby. He's a senior. And then my oldest is 20. So, of course, I'm a mom of 2 as I do this. I'm also a principal of an elementary school. And normally Monday is my meal prep day. Well, we are on a 4-day school week at our school. Very uncommon. Several years ago, there were a lot of cuts in education, well, in everything, but education got hit pretty hard, and I work in a small school system, and so one of the things that we did, instead of doing days where we didn't get paid but still had to work, we decided to cut out a day, and in doing that, of course, you're saving on power, saving on the gas, the bus is running, saving on the amount of food that you have to purchase and feed and that kind of thing. So 7 years ago, we did a 4-day school week, and we've been that way. This is the 7th year that we're in it. And normally Monday's my food prep day and my appointment day and everything that I could possibly get into it day. But we had a weather day where severe tornadoes all throughout the southeast that hit us a couple weeks ago, and we're having to make that day up tomorrow. So I actually have to work 5 days this week, and it's kind of thrown me off a little bit. I told somebody the other day, I said, I don't know how to do a recipe with 5 servings. I'm used to eating whatever on Monday that fits my numbers and then cooking something with 4 servings to do Tuesday through Friday. So we'll see how this week goes. I went ahead and used last week's numbers. That's kind of our rule. If I don't hear from him, I just move on with what I had from last week. So we will continue on that tomorrow. I will do leg day as normal unless I hear otherwise. Usually by the time I get up Monday morning, I've gotten an email from Coach with my updates, new numbers, new workout, or whatever needs to be changed, cardio. So we'll just go forward as it is. Something else that has happened in the past week, I used to play tennis. Well, many moons ago, I played softball in high school. And then as you get older, there's not a whole lot of softball teams out recruiting 30 plus, 35 plus, and 40-year-old women. So I decided to pick up tennis. I thought, it's the same. No, it's not. But I started playing about 5 years ago. I've learned quite a bit since I've started, and I thoroughly enjoy it. But in order to play tennis, I had to travel, and it's always on Sunday. If you play Alta tennis, it's on Sunday. So I didn't do it because it was interfering with church. I either had to leave church early or I'd miss night service due to the travel and the length of time. So I got contacted last week to join a team because they had an injury, and it's kind of local to where the church is, and I said, I can do home matches. It's not a problem. And so I went and hit Thursday, and I was sore on Friday. And we were supposed to have had a tennis match today, a home match today, and it got rained out. It's been very rainy today, all day, which we needed it. So this week at some point I have to do a makeup tennis match. So 5 days of working, 4 days of working out, 3 days of HIIT cardio unless something else changes, and now tennis. So it's going to be a busy week. We'll see how it goes. So it is Tuesday evening, heat wave. I'm back into tank tops. I think it was like 82 degrees today. It's lovely weather in Georgia. So I got my feedback from Coach, and we've increased across the board. I'm back up to 175 grams of protein, 200 grams of carbs, and 70 grams of fat. So it's put me at about, I think it's 2,100 calories if you do the math, a little more. And as much as I'm excited about the food and the approach that we're taking, actually increasing food at this point, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous. I am truly having to trust that process. I don't remember if I shared with you or not, but when I competed back in November of 2015, it was, of course, right before Thanksgiving, and then there was Christmas, and then New Year's, and then Valentine's, and then Easter, and because I wasn't going on stage, I had that mentality of, it's okay. I thought I was tracking my food, but it was one of those things where I would track for a week, and maybe I wouldn't track on the weekend, or I wouldn't track for a couple of weeks. And then I went on a trip to Washington, D.C. with my school, and I didn't really track at all. Like, I took my protein powder so I could have my coffee in the mornings because that made me feel better. I don't know, but when I came back in April of 2016, I stepped on the scale at 164 pounds. And I had been at my lowest weight during competition prep. I had been 119 pounds. I'm going to share some a picture just to show you when, at that point, I decided this is not me. And so I finally kind of got my head back on right and started a cut and started coming back down until I hit about 150. And I was comfortable with that. And in my mind, I was saying, okay, I'm just going to maintain between 145, 155 pounds, somewhere in there, and call that my bulk, to say the least. So it was in October, probably a little bit before October, maybe October 1st or so, I started reaching out looking for a coach, because I really wanted somebody to make sure that in my off season I wasn't destroying everything that I had worked so hard for. So I was at 164 in April. By the time I had interviewed a couple coaches and decided to go with Leaf, I was, I think, maybe 153 when I started with him. And so the picture that I'm going to share with you, I think I was at 158. It was right before I started with him. And then I compared it to my check-in pictures for last week, a couple weeks ago, just to show side by side how far I had let myself go versus how I was able to, with his help of course, rein it back in. So I say all that to say this: adding this food back makes me really nervous, because I've seen just how far I let myself go, and I know I'm in a completely different place right now, mentally, physically, metabolically, whatever you want to say, but it makes me very nervous. We've cut my cardio down to 2 HIIT sessions, and from the reading of the email, it seems like we're going to increase food even more next week. So I am truly trusting the process in this one, and know that he knows what he's doing. I've seen the results, so I know that can happen. I guess in my mind, I just don't believe that I can do that I can see the results, but we'll see. But I just wanted to share with you how, even though I am in competition prep and a lot of this is mental, I still struggle every day, worried about not being enough. Maybe that failure is still there. But it's just, that's a lot of food that I am thoroughly enjoying. I'm not gonna lie. Having 200 grams of carbs, everybody's noticing it. My faculty and my family are all appreciative of the extra carbs, because I'm just in a better place mentally because of it. So my son's over here doing the fist pump in the air with the camera. So anywho, here's the picture I was talking about. It was me at about 153 pounds. And then last week's progress picture, which you've already seen, but it's a side-by-side comparison from the back side, because I do carry my weight in my legs and my hamstrings. Lots of cellulite going on back there in that 153 picture. And keep in mind, I had hit 164. So. Good morning. It is Monday morning. I'm getting ready to upload this week's episode. Just want to do a little weekly recap for you. I'm sitting out here listening to the rain and enjoying my coffee. I was right. I'm up in weight. I don't see a big difference in my progress pictures though, so fingers crossed. I get asked all the time what weight I'm trying to get to, and that's the one thing about doing a figure competition, is it's not set by weight, it's set by your height. So 5'4" 3/4. So I usually fall into that medium category if it's divided out. I don't think most pro shows don't divide out the pro level competition, so we just all go out there together. But I was up, I think I was like 127. All my data's on my phone, and I use that to record my videos. So so that's where I am. I'm also struggling big time. I have an umbilical hernia. And for whatever reason, it has been so inflamed this week. There were 3 different days that I was in so much pain by the time I got home that all I could do was just lay down and put a heating pad on my belly. I don't know if it's something that I ate that caused me to bloat, and that's what caused the flare up. I don't know. So we started looking at my diet, and I think I may be lactose intolerant. It's been so long from October up until April where I had very restricted food to choose from, and so I've added cheese back into my diet the past week or two, and of course I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think that may be the problem. So I'm going to cut that out a little bit this week and see if that helps. But so I've been dealing with that. Had tennis 2 times this week, 3 times technically, because I practiced once and then I had a match on Saturday and a match on Sunday, but we won both of those, so we are going to the playoffs, so that's pretty exciting. We'll start that next week. Workouts are staying the same. I haven't heard back from Coach yet, even though it is Monday morning. He was, my dog's scratching the porch, sorry. He put on the Michigan Roar, and a couple of my teammates brought back some serious hardware, so that's awesome. Yay. Go team, classic physique. So I hadn't heard back from him. He said he'd be on the road till 4 o'clock this morning, so, and there are other clients that have peak week this week, so I'm low on that priority list right now. Quit, baby. And so, wait to hear back. I'll just go with my normal numbers. I'm about to go get started on meal prep a little bit before I go to a chiropractor appointment and then hit the gym. And so what I normally do is just go ahead and prepare, 3 or 4 meals, keeping some extra macros left over for any changes he chooses to make in my plan. But that's pretty much the weekly recap. I'm feeling a little better today. My stomach is still a little sensitive. It just hurts, but you just kind of push through those things. But anywho, here is this week's episode.